Whoa, whoa, whoa. We just had 3 people IP banned in DGG chat for vote cheating. What happened? Dogtober 7th. I missed the whole thing. Just kidding, because this is the meme that keeps on giving. What's up? There was anime drama a few days ago. Why? What happened? Darius forced Dan Clancy to acknowledge it. Did you arrive today? Yep.
Oh my god, it's Canute here. Oh my god. Hola, 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 hola. Hi, I'm Darius IRL.
Nice to meet you.
Great fan of your guys. I'm a bigger fan of a guy named Destiny.
Awkward.
Got any thoughts on him and getting him unbanned anytime soon?
Thoughts on him. You're not going to get me to say anything.
Is it a negative or a positive?
No thoughts.
You're 74.
If I shocked myself in front of you right now, would that be enough to get you to pay attention to me?
You scared him off? You scared him off? You made him uncomfortable.
What am I supposed to do?
Wait, is that J? The J person? Do we know who this is or no?
Bruh. Oh, it's called the Gummy Bear. We're here. Oh my. To get you to pay attention to me.
You scared him off? You scared him off? You made him uncomfortable.
What am I supposed to do?
Okay, that's what I thought, baby boy. I was just curious. Got a 2-second name drop on a Sam Harris video with Shane Smith. Wow, I hope it was a great name drop.
There are investment projects happening in Indonesia. First off, have you heard from the president? Has he called you?
No, not about that, but I'm glad he acknowledges that I'm a good boy. I am a good boy.
Obviously, there are investment projects happening in Indonesia.
Wait.
First off, have you heard from the president? Has he called you?
No, not about that, but I'm glad he acknowledges.
Where a lot of mask off Nazi worship happening on X. LeMayo cringe as fuck. I will back the Nazis before I back the Ben Shapiros, who only give a fuck about bad rhetoric on the right when it impacts Jewish people. Okay, that's the one I saw for a brief glimpse in time. I saw my path to becoming a neo-Nazi, and it was through Ben Shapiro crying like a little baby fucking bitch about these fucking alt-right neo-Nazi group chats. What an unbelievably deplorable motherfucker. I have never believed in the dual loyalty fucking meme more in my life than watching him cry like a little baby bitch cunt because some people were being anti-Semitic. Give me a fucking break. What an unbelievable piece of shit. Ugh.
Again, I'm not even disagreeing with the motivations of the Politico story. In fact, even on my show today, I talked about the motivations of the Politico story, which, Matt, I agree, are completely scurrilous and designed.
Yeah, it's all bad, it's all bad, it's all bad. But what about the Jews?
To distract from the sort of violent rhetoric we've seen from the left. But it has led to, I think, a reactionary response on some parts of the right to say there should be no policing ever at all, no social consequences.
And Matt Walsh on the bottom left stands on business. My friend, where is that Hitler stash? Matt Walsh here is just an open fucking, like, yeah, I'm going to team up with fucking Nazis. I don't give a fuck on Twitter. I love it. Good job, Matt Walsh, for standing for what you believe in, okay? I love you.
Consequences should ever attend to things that are said on the right, that it's basically just pure my side versus your side. The problem I have is the
problem I have is that sometimes in all of our hatred, people are anti-Semitic sometimes. It happens. Anti-Semitic sometimes. Can you believe it? On the conservative side, Nazism, which stands for National Socialism, by the way, that was supposed to be on the left.
One, I think that's immoral, and number two, I don't think that's pragmatic. I don't think that's moral because I think that there are things that get said on the right that are really, really, really ugly, and pretending those away doesn't make them go away. I think that they're rising. I think that they're getting more common. I know that my death threats from that side are getting more common. I know I have more security because of that, and it's not just from the left. I have lots of security from the left, and I also get lots of security from the right. Matt,
what the fuck is this? Like, show me the meetings, okay? Show me the meetings, Mr. Yamaka. When you're talking to security, all right, 35% of the security today allocated to the left, 65% today to the right. A lot of Nick Fuentes reels blowing up, so we had to allocate a greater percent. What the fuck kind of, what are we even talking? It's like he's power scaling his fucking security personnel based on the number of death threats he gets in a day? What the fuck?
I think a little bit earlier today you tweeted that kind of your litmus test is the people who are trying to kill you. And I totally get that. I also have that litmus test. The difference is that I think that
the difference is the difference is
that if somebody tries to kill you, Matt, there's a good shot that it's going to be a leftist. If somebody tries to kill me, it's a frickin' Agatha Christie novel. I just don't know which direction the bullet is coming from at this point, given the sort of various and sundry radical extremes that exist. I'm not going to say that the right is equivalent to the left in this respect, because I don't think it's been mainstreamed to nearly the same effect on the right that it has been on the left. But to pretend that it has not infiltrated a lot of very important spaces, I think is sort of whistling past the graveyard.
I hate this fucking guy. Okay. I don't want to do media. All of it sucks. All the media sucks. Everything in media sucks. What was that little secret clip? I listened to my AirPods of fucking Trump whispering to some fucking dude about doing some business thing. What am I doing? Am I crazy? Destiny. That's me. By the way, for all of you guys saying like, oh, I enjoyed the interviews with this guy and the other lady. That's the tabloid studio. Like the Time, I'm not shitting on them, but I'm saying like, this is like the same company that owns The Sun. So when you see interviews and I'm talking to these two people and you're like, wow, this is a good interview. I wish US media was like this. It's way worse than you even think. Okay. Our media is dog shit. Our media is so fucking horrible.
I would like to know, is there a region and not safe security? Can I meet Eric? Yeah.
Just so you know, that right there is the entirety of what Republicans accused Hunter Biden and Joe Biden doing. Was that right there, the big guy. That was the entirety of what the accusation boiled down to. By the way, which nothing materialized ever from any of that, ever. Nothing came from that. That's why the final convictions were over the fucking gun charge, having a gun and smoking meth or crack or whatever, and then having the tax deal they already worked out with the IRS. All of it was over what was essentially this. But nobody cares.
Thank you. That's what I told Harry also. I told Harry also.
1,000 likes. Well, maybe somebody else tweeted it and got 500,000 likes. The entire laptop from hell story was based on them hypothesizing that this deal was happening behind closed doors with Joe and Hunter Biden. By the way, after years of investigation, nothing turned up regarding this, even though we heard about it for years. And here's Donald Trump doing it openly, and no one on the conservative side cares about any of it because they never cared about any of it because they don't care about anything. LOL, LMAO, even. We're not doing politics. We can't watch Hassan though, because that's been funny. But Hassan is the same thing. It's the other side of the same coin. There has to be like a way out of this. I can't adapt to this environment. I thought about it. I was brainstorming about it on a plan. Okay, well, how would we change our messaging to do whatever? But I actually can't. I don't want to live in this world. I would just play games. The like, how do you tell a lie and just like push it over and 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 over again until you're literally like forcing. You know, unfortunately, they say like stop forcing memes. You can't force a meme. Well, guess what? They can, and they are.
And any of you dumb fucks in this goddamn chat. Oh my fucking god, I hate the left. I hate liberalism. I hate everything that's going on every single fucking day of the goddamn week. I hate my life. I hate fucking streaming. I hate socialism. I hate every single fucking person who thinks that the peak of activism is just being the most annoying holier than thou.
I also hate how this stupid motherfucker's entire life, he's the most nepo baby piece of shit in the fucking universe, the most spoiled, rotten motherfucker. Rich parents that came from rich families that gave birth to a rich little nepo son. And being rich wasn't even enough. It wasn't even that he was a rich, spoiled little piece of shit who just like had money his whole life. Then he nepoed his way into another industry that another family member was established in. He had the largest fucking alternative left media network. And then he nepoed his way all through fucking Twitch, through me. If this guy had to deal with an ounce of adversity his entire fucking life, he can't even handle a little bit of fucking balding without going on 7 different fucking drugs for 7 years. It's unbelievable. Jesus. If this guy had to deal with like a fraction of what any ordinary human being or somebody actually trying to climb their way through success of this industry without having a fucking handout from every single part of the establishment doing it, it's unbelievable.
The most ultimately woke leftist is just... you did it. You did it. You have unlocked the fucking nihilism within me, okay?
The nihilism is when I can't electrocute my fucking dog over and over and over again to keep her in the corner of my fucking stream because I'm too fucking lazy to either have a house appropriate for her, which is not gonna walk around and eat shit, or because I just want it to look good while I lie about fucking dating Valk so I can get as much fucking random, 17-year-old pussy on fucking Snapchat or whatever other weird fucking apps he's going through all fucking day on stream, right? His whole life, I hate every single thing about this guy. Somebody brought this up in chat earlier. There's a world where the only reason, this is a butterfly effect theory, okay? There's a world where the only reason Donald Trump is president is because Hassan and the left didn't support Kamala Harris. The only reason Hassan didn't support Kamala Harris is because that one debate I had with him like 7 years ago triggered him so fucking hard. He always associates me with Kamala Harris. Now, ordinarily, I would say that's a bit schizo, but apparently I'm lurking behind every other fucking shadow. This motherfucker, when he went through TSA, was like checking the badge. What was that last name? Oh, he's an Iraqi? What is he, Albinelli? Like, this guy is so fucking paranoid. Okay, sorry. I don't want to watch this. All right. In other news, I've been playing a lot of video games. Oh, okay, we're done with all politics now. I'm only talking about tech and dumb shit. LSF keeps me rooming this and video games. What?
Girlfriend a secret. That keeps his girlfriend a secret.
Right.
You know why, right? And I know this. I'll just spill the beans. I don't care at all about him. That's his decision. I said, why do you keep your relationship with Valkyrie a secret? Who cares? Just you guys are dating, be together.
Because let me guess.
And it was his decision. Because he says he doesn't want people harassing her. It's like, I'm like, she's already
Bullshit.
like a huge
I can guess why.
internet personality.
He likes everybody dreaming of being with him.
That's obviously why. And that's why women do it too. That keeps his...
Did Ethan already say about how Hassan's fucking housekeeper used to be some Hispanic lady who couldn't even speak English? And he was paying this lady full time, who was probably not even... Don't let ICE find out.
You know, this country has spirit again. This country didn't have a lot of spirit 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It developed spirit on November 5th, where a lot of you were with me. Some of you weren't, but you quickly became with me. It's amazing the way a victory can change the minds of some people. But most of you were with me. And Pepe, you were fantastic. He's got a little sugar business. He has a monopoly. He has a monopoly on the world's sugar. I would say that's a good business. I know nothing about sugar, but I would say a monopoly on sugar is pretty good, Pepe. Thank you both very much. Thank you, darling, for being. Well, thank you both for, yeah, that's right. He ends up with good real estate. It starts off as sugar, then all of a sudden he's in the middle of a city. And he ends up, but he's been great and a supporter right from the beginning for years. And
which is the only reason why we give a fuck about anything having to do with Argentina.
You may not believe this, but...
Also, what the fuck? Why, dude, I don't know if I'm losing it. Am I in a padded cell somewhere? Why are all of my ops... I think Legal Mindset, I think, is actually I think he actually is like schizophrenia. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I think he might actually be schizophrenic. What the fuck? Are all of his videos, this is the first one I've listened through from start to finish. And he's like... Okay, you're gonna play while I play with my peak doze.
Today, we're going to talk about placing a shock collar on Hassan as a form of punishment in the U.S. We're going to talk about shock collars in the U.S. This is a crazy topic. It's a topic that may get me in massive trouble. And actually, I have been away the last couple days because I believe it may actually have already started some trouble for me based on my recent tweets that I've been putting out on the shock collar incident. I've been very, very vocal about this on my social media about placing a shock collar on Hassan, that I think this is an appropriate punishment for him. And I think as a result, Antifa is already looking into me and sending their thugs, sending people after me. So we'll talk about that today on this. It's a crazy topic. It's something I'm going to get a little bit emotional and personal about, but mostly because the last couple of days have been really difficult for me, being by myself out here and dealing with some crazy stuff, possible Antifa stalkers, woke white women stalkers. This is something we're going to get into with collaring Hassan. Of course, I've got a PP. For new viewers, that means a PowerPoint. Nothing bad, nothing dirty. It means a PowerPoint. So we're going to talk about that today on The Legal Mindset. Once again, this is a fast facts video, so the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. I'll have a live where we go more in depth. I'm going to play the video of Hassan shocking Kayla. And also some new video that Tectone threw out about that. Shout out to Tectone. So he's a real homie. So we'll go for that on the live, but this is the quick and dirty version where we just get through the basics. So let's talk about, first of all, Antifa, why this is a dangerous topic. And this is something, once again, it is super dangerous. I've been nervous to talk about this, really nervous to talk about this, because a lot of people are going to be pissed off with me, like really pissed off, and perhaps enough to kill me, because this is something that is really controversial, that a lot of people out there, especially in the US, especially right now, post Charlie Kirk, because remember, we live in a post Charlie Kirk era where people are being assassinated, and that's probably going to get me demonetized. People are being assassinated in the US. People are coming to shoot up churches, are coming to kill Christians, are coming to kill moderates, and nobody is more moderate and based and stuck in the law and the facts and truth and justice than me. But I will not be silenced, right? I am going to speak up on truth and justice and freedom the way it is.
Okay.
I don't care if people threaten me with my life. I will give my life for freedom and truth and the law. That's what I stand for. That's what I've always stood for. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to die for that. If I become the Charlie Kirk in Thailand, for the fact that I talked about, a shock collar as a punishment, that's fine. I'm willing to take that, and that could happen, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I've kind of come to peace with that. Or because I'm a Christian, right? I'm killed because I'm a Christian.
Does that have to be trolling to farm right-wingers for money? There's no way he's serious. Well, this guy's always been a right-winger. Ethan and his community are just fucking retarded, because Ethan will literally like throw in his lot with anybody that says anything positive about stuff around him, and he thinks they're like an ally until he does like 2 seconds of digging and then realizes like, oh shit, that was a bad idea. But no, this guy's always been like kind of weird-ish. Like manosphere adjacent, like his whole business is getting passports basically for fat white dudes in the West to go and like, fuck or marry, whatever women in Southeast Asia. That's his whole business model. But this is not just, I don't think it's just grifting, because he does this, he sounds like a little bit manic, but he just like the rambling is like weird. Just listen to this. This is such a weird video.
That would be okay. I'm okay with that.
Oh, also, I will say though, by the way, it is incredibly problematic that when I try to think about how people are speaking, and I'm trying to think, is this guy schizophrenic or not? It is very fucking problematic that it is almost indistinguishable to go between an insane MAGA person, or like, a sane MAGA person and just somebody with schizophrenia. That is highly problematic, right? Like, what do you think of the U.S. government right now? I think that Donald Trump is our sole savior, and he's fighting against the deep state that is spying on us with every single level of the intelligence apparatus that is all out of control of Donald Trump, except for the parts that he does control with Cash and Pam. And they're fighting to save our lives, and it's a fight versus good and evil, and Charlie Kirk died on the battlefield for our soul. Like, that's crazy talk, but that's like ordinary MAGA shit. So that in and of itself is problematic, but we don't give a fuck about any of that shit anymore, because this is a joke fucking country now. But
I have faith in God, which is something I haven't talked about on the channel, but, I'm going to throw that out there. Once again, I'm not the perfect Christian. I'm not a perfect person. I've made a lot of mistakes. I am very non-traditional, and I don't line up with all the beliefs of the church necessarily, and that's kind of something that's naturally coming out as part of this conversation. But people are going to call me racist. They're going to call me bigoted. They're going to call me cruel towards prisoners. That is absolutely opposite of the case. I love everybody. I'm super cool with everybody. I've traveled the world. I'm cool with everybody from every country. I love traveling. I love going around the world. I love meeting new people. I love just having random conversations with people about.
He does this a lot. This like kind of train of thought on like these random sentences, and the sentences are just like so much, and he just says so many crazy things, and I like saying crazy things to a lot of people, and I've met so many different people over the past like week. It's been like a lot of fun, and I like having fun in general. I like going to theme parks and stuff. Like he does this. I shouldn't say, I guess, schizophrenia, right? Because this can be like a manic thing as well. There's a name for this. Kanye West used to do it all the time, but there's a name for this kind of I wish I could remember it. Of like it's almost like you're on a. Where are my classical music students at? You know how when you're modulating from one key to the next, and you can begin to analyze and the second and primary key at the same time, and there's a pivot chord where you've like fully modulated? It's a pivot chord. It's a pivot word. That's what he's doing. Now I'm the schizo. It's not stream of consciousness. No, it's something different. Stream of consciousness is like when somebody's just rambling and they're just like saying whatever's coming to mind. But I feel like this like weird manic stuff is like there's like a pivot word or phrase, and then you keep going and going. It's just I don't know how to. I don't know.
Stuff. That's just who I am. That's just the type of person that I am. But I'm going to stick up for truth and justice. And when people need to be punished, I am going to punish them, or not myself, right? But I'm going to help through the law find a way to punish people. That's my gift. My gift is the law, speech.
You're not
right?
a prosecutor,
that's my
but
superpower, if you will.
Right? Superpower. Okay.
So that's the thing I'm going to focus on here is the law. Now, you're going to get in your feelings. A lot of people, Antifa, other people watching this are going to hate watch this, and they're going to get in their feelings. They're going to be mad about this, but listen to the end, because it actually is way more humane and way more thoughtful than people are going to think about with the memes and the shorts and the reels. Maybe you're going to watch a reel of this or a TikTok of this. By the way, I'm going to have a new TikTok up. I got my Instagram rolling, so make sure you're following my Instagram and my TikTok, because those are going to get popping pretty soon. I got an awesome team here. They're actually local to Bangkok. They're really cool people. Shout out to Queen and her people in Shay. They're doing a great job on my stuff here and doing that. So really good content there. But people are going to still hate it. People are going to hate it. So the Kanye West of the world, the Candace Owens are going to be super, super mad because they're going to say it's racist, blah, blah, blah. Once again, I would ask them to look at the actual prison statistics in the U.S., right, and before they open their mouth or talk, and also listen to the full argument. But the most mad, the people who are really going to be pissed off about this, and this is the people that I believe may be stalking me, because I've already caught stalkers here before. I believe Johnny Somali's crew, they were stalking me over at Bonpo, I believe, like just kick streamers watching me. But these people, the Hassan orbiters, the CCP, because we all know Hassan's supported by the CCP. I mean, that Labubu love doesn't come from nowhere, right? The golden boy of Twitch is protected for a reason, right? There's a reason why he's protected and why he stays in LA, Commie Central. And Antifa is going to be super bad about this. And I have been super anti-Antifa. In fact, I've been the most actively anti-Antifa. I'm going to show you the Carfax on that. And they're actively hunting people down in the U.S. Right now, there was a confrontation between DHS and Antifa today where, DHS almost got really taken out. And they're so bold as to confront DHS in America. So think about that. This is not abroad. So I'm in Thailand. So not everybody knows this. Some people get confused about where I'm at, whatever. I'm in Thailand, right? I'm in Bangkok, right? Which is big to today's story and my sort of craziness the last couple days. But they're so bold. Antifa is so important in America right now that they're confronting DHS openly. They're just like openly coming for DHS, openly coming for them, just bold, right?
Wow.
DHS needs that Pokemon support. Okay, I'm still bad at Pokemon. All right, I'm watching you guys Pokemon. But anyways, guys, I'm not in America. And I'm not with DHS. I'm not DHS. I'm not as powerful as DHS. I'm a single guy out here with a microphone and a camera. That's who I am, right? That's all I am. And That's why it's so dangerous for me. And Antifa hates me. So here's the Carfax on this.
Okay.
I was the one who pushed this. I was one of the first people to push this. Frickin' Pam Bondi, who can't get anything done, and Andy No, who is a friend of mine. I have him added on X. You should follow me on X as well. Andy No, great guy. He was the one who brought this question up to Trump. Andy No. And when he brought that up, I like to think that maybe he considered some of my tweets there, whatever. But I put up this PowerPoint, which is my style. I've been doing this for a while to make it easy for everybody to comprehend. And I said right here on September 18, 2025, that one proper method is to designate Antifa, or at a minimum, the foreign elements. Once again, that's why I think I'm in danger, right, personally, because of the foreign elements of Antifa as an FTO. This can be done for allied groups which carry extreme violent beliefs and meet the simple FTO criteria. So I said, hey, look, there's an established method to do this, the Department of State. They should do this. Pam Bondi's not doing it because she's lazy as hell, right? And she's mainly a political operator. She's not really good at mass prosecution, which is what they need in America. They need to be mass prosecuting Antifa. It's a big risk. That's the problem right now. That's why these confrontations with DHS are happening, because they're not being prosecuted. They need to be prosecuted at a federal level crime, which is key today, because the states, especially the woke states like California, are going to try to stop this, right? And this all occurs within the Department of State. So the Department of State handles this all. It's unlikely to be blocked by judicial review. It must be challenged within 30 days. There's a limited scope of review. It's very, very easy to get this thing passed. And there's it's never been overturned, really. The FTO designation has never been overturned. So just declare all of Antifa and all the foreign elements, everything linked, just declare all that stuff. As an FTO, start rounding these people up, start throwing them in jail, start punishing them, throw shock collars on them. Yeah, we're going to talk about shock collars, because Hassan and his Antifa homies should all be wearing shock collars and doing work. They should all be paying back for what they did. They need to have payback. And once again, I'm a very nonviolent person. I don't like violence, right? That's why I actually like the shock collars, because they're not violent. They don't involve killing somebody. And once again, I think we should be humane to prisoners. I think that we should, be just to prisoners. I think there's a lot of problems in prisons, like prison rape and assault and everything else. And that's not good. It's not good. It's not fair for prisoners to have to be beat up and, raped and have other stuff happen to them in prison. That's messed up. Nobody should have to go through that. Nobody should have to go through that just because they committed a crime. Nobody should have to be, beat up and assaulted. I really empathize for the prisoners that have been in prison and gone through that, because that's some dark stuff that they had to go through. And man, I feel for them. I feel for them. And one way to stop that is with the shock collars, right? Let's stop that. Let's go through a humane way. And we can do stuff like putting them to work. Let's say Antifa burns down a city. Let's put them to work building the city back up, right? We can do that legally in America. That's actually legal under the Constitution, because slavery is still legal. That's the controversial statement. I wanted to put that in the title, but YouTube might ding me in the title, so I'm just going to say it. Slavery is still legal, and we're going to talk about that today. But first, let me talk about my crazy Bangkok story, right? So let me talk about some woke white women stalkers. Now, some of you may not believe this, but the people that know me in Bangkok know this story, and it's been pretty crazy. I told my homie Ryan today, and he actually saw this happen with me at Starbucks at M Quarter. It was like, you couldn't even believe this. It's like out of a movie. So this has been happening the last 3 days, and I swear to you, and nobody's going to believe me on this, but this is for real. So there's a woman, she looked like Hillary Clinton. She had this like black and white hair, like Cruella DeVille meets Hillary Clinton, super woke looking woman. And she's come in to sit next to me at Starbucks. She's like, oh, let me listen in on your conversation. I'm like, no, Antifa member, I'm not going to let you eavesdrop on my conversation about Hassan and about the shock collars, about everything else. No, you can't do that, right? And there's been these other woke looking women, and you can always tell they're woke because they're ugly, right? They're ugly, right? I do not like ugly women. And Bangkok is usually full of really hotties. It's full of really beautiful girls, beautiful women, right? I know what you're thinking. Oh, they're all ladyboys. No. Beautiful, real women, right? They're normally everywhere. But the last couple days, I've been seeing a lot of ugly women, a lot of really ugly, they're frowning, right? Woke women are never happy, right? They're always frowning. They're always unhappy. They're scowling at you. They're looking mean, right? They're mean mugging you. They're like looking at you like they're going to kill you, right? That's the woke woman. That's the woke woman out there. And that's been who's been looking at me. It's been all woke women. There's been no hotties smiling at me or something like that, like normal. It's been all these crazy woke women. And I'm like, what's going on with that? Like, what's going on, Bangkok? Usually everyone's friendly or whatever. Now everyone's grumpy, maybe because it's raining or something. And there's all these woke women around me. And I thought about it and I'm like, oh, Antifa. Oh, obviously it's Antifa, right? Obviously.
Somebody asked if this guy was, if he's always like this or not. I'm not sure. I've never listened to his stuff before, like aside from him covering some of my stuff, which is usually not that correct. But he's never, I don't know. This sounds like I said before schizo. I don't think it's schizo actually. He just sounds super manic here. I don't know what it looks like when you have, when you do like a lot of like methamphetamine or whatever, or like other types of, like I know you can get psychosis in the long term if you abuse that stuff. But I don't know if that's if it sounds like this or not. I'm not sure. But Jesus.
They got word of this. Obviously, there's something that they know that's coming because I've talked about this, and they're trying to put some pressure on me, right? But I'm not going to be shut up. I will not be silenced, Antifa. You're not going to scare me. If I die for this, I'm willing to die for this, like Charlie Kirk. I'm willing to go Charlie Kirk on this one, right? And I also want to talk about this. Being abroad isn't safer, right? We talk about Charlie, right? And after Charlie, I want to give a shout out to Danielle, my mod, who's autism, or rather, I should say, Tylenol American. That's how we say it. Her Tylenol American powers have probably saved my life because she told me to start studying OPSEC after the death of Charlie Kirk. And I started studying a lot of the CIA field manuals, looking up YouTube videos, stuff like that, just to protect myself because I'm here alone. And a lot of people think living abroad is safer, but these people can just travel. They can get on a plane and they can come. In fact, they do that often. They come from Canada, they come from Europe to the United States to cause problems. And Thailand's super easy to come to. You can just show up here. Anybody can show up. And a lot of people think it's safer abroad. That is a misnomer. It's actually more dangerous. My good friend Mark recommended the book Private Dancer, which is an extremely intuitive book, especially not to be a simp for beautiful women, although it's hard. My weakness is beautiful women, especially if they have big titties and like anime and have a goth style. But that's my weakness, right? Okay, I shouldn't expose my weaknesses, but that's my weakness. It's my weakness, unfortunately. It's cost me much, but anyways, that's besides the point. Private Dancer, one of the best scenes in that is at the end of the book. So this guy, he gets on a motorbike and someone just rolls up and pops him in the head, right? And that is very easy to do here. You get somebody to do that and nobody would know, right? Antifa's got enough money. They got Soros. They got all the money in the world, right? They're funding ops all over the US. They're funding ops all over the world. So for me, who's got nobody out here, so you're all alone, yeah, that's pretty scary. It's pretty scary when you're all alone out there somewhere and Antifa could be coming for you, right?
Pretty
and that's
scary.
why I say to you guys, if anything happens to me, you know it's Antifa, you know it's the, Hassan's homies, whatever else, right? They're clearly the ones that got me, right? So if anything happens to me or my family or my friends or whatever, it's definitely Antifa, okay? Know that it's Antifa, for sure. 100% it's Antifa, right? So just go and look into that and look into all the connections there and the local connections and stuff like that and figure out who did it, right? Take revenge for me, chat. Take revenge. But that would be what would be happening there, obviously. Okay, very good book though, by the way. Everyone should definitely read that book. Okay, next, let's talk about what the actual subject here, which is Hassan hating dogs, not my crazy Bangkok life. Although I do want to start doing more IRL stuff here because Bangkok's really cool and a lot of.
He's a youngish man. His affect isn't elevated that much, nor he's exhibiting fast swings. He's having fully blown delusions of grand conspiracy. Seems like a prime candidate for paranoid schizophrenia. Thank you. God hates Protoss. Anytime people, when I feel like when it comes to like gang stalking type stuff, I feel like anytime you have somebody who is theorizing like grand plans that never do anything. So like when somebody's like, I think that these people are flying all the way to my country to sit next to me and look at me. That really? Why?
People need to see that. So I'm going to be doing some more IRL streaming over here, but that's neither here nor there. But respectful IRL, not Johnny Somali style, right? Not Johnny Somali style. Okay. Anyways, Hassan hates dogs. Hassan hates dogs. So in case you haven't seen this, and this is something that's been trending in the U.S. everywhere, it's all over social media right now, English language social media. It's all over. It's Hassan shocking Kea. Obviously, this is dramatization, but he slapped that shop collar on him and shocked her. There's also another video, which I'll show in my live version. Watch the live for that one. And that's him like essentially torturing this animal. And this is absolutely cruel and really, really hurts me. And I want to talk about Mudang. Right? Mudang and my love for Mudang here. And now some of you have not been to Thailand. You don't know who Mudang is, and you don't know what this thing is behind me. I'm going to explain real quick. Mudang is a pygmy hippopotamus from the Khao Kiao Zoo. It's north of Pattaya. She is adorable. She's a little bit fatter now, but even though she's a little fatter, I still love her. Right? She's like my daughter. And this is my weakness. And I'll go full screen on this one because we got to show Mudang here. This is my Mudang, right? And by the way, I gave this Mudang a hat because I like the hats. They symbolize freedom in Thailand style. So I always like this style. I've been changing my style recently. I like this style because it's like freedom, doing whatever the hell you want. So I like to wear like clothes that kind of show that I like to do whatever I want. And, no one's going to stop me from wearing clothes. Like, if you're mad about me wearing clothes, you're kind of crazy, right? Like, you should be allowed to wear whatever clothes you want, right? Why can't I wear clothes? Like, I don't get it.
Okay.
Anyways, this is Mudang. I love Mudang. I got my Mudang plushie. Like, I may or may not sleep with this. It's kind of cute. It's very cute. And I like Mudang, and here's your Thai lesson for the day is Jai Di. That means good heart in Thai, right? I am a good-hearted person, and I have a weakness for good-hearted women. Probably because I grew up in a house with all boys, so my weakness is good-hearted women. And it's much to my detriment, once again, if they have big titties and like anime. A big titty girl with likes anime and has a good heart is my number one weakness, and I will fall in love with them, right? Which is my problem, right? But anyways, this is Mudang. Mudang symbolizes to me purity and purity of heart. Because Mudang, how can you not like Mudang? And if anybody was to hurt Mudang, I would hunt them down and I would make them suffer, right? If they were trying to hurt Mudang, I would make them suffer. I love Mudang. Mudang's like my daughter, right? And I've got a friend of mine here who's kind of like a daughter to me. I love her. She's great. And that's my weakness. Good-hearted women, right? Good-hearted, pure-hearted women, right? That have a pure heart and that are kind and that are caring, right? Like, that's exactly what I love, right? That's my weakness. And once again, I know I shouldn't talk about weaknesses, but Mudang is my weakness, right? But if someone ever hurt Mudang, I would assemble a team. Now, like I said, I'm not with anybody. I'm by myself here. But I would take all the money I own, and I don't have a lot of money, but I would take that money and I would assemble a team like Jean Lafitte, like a pirate, right? I would go out there. Okay, Mudang's back in her place. Okay, so I would, got to make sure Mudang's all right. Okay, is Mudang okay? All right, let's adjust this. All right. You got to take good care of Mudang, okay? You got to take very good care of Mudang, right? Once again, we don't want to upset her, right? Okay, take care of Mudang. So I just get emotional about Mudang. I love Mudang so much. I love Mudang so much. Anyway, I see I'm distracted. I don't even know where I was. But anyways, Jean Lafitte, the pirate. I'm like a pirate. I like, gold and freedom and women, right? That's all good for me. It's all my motivations, right? Which, once again, is it a sin? Is it such a sin to like those things? No, right? People try to shame me and make me feel bad for being a heterosexual male. I'm sorry, right? I'm not going to apologize for that. But okay. That said, like with this, I think about Mudang and I think about somebody torturing Mudang, and I would definitely want to punish them. So let's talk about punishment. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about slavery in the United States and the legality of slavery for prisoners in the U.S. And that's based on the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. Now, under that, and once again, a lot of people don't know this. They haven't studied this well enough, right? Which is not their fault. Not every lawyer is as smart as I am. Some lawyers are kind of half-assed and they don't know what they're talking about. Maybe they're just joking around. They're like kind of joke lawyers or pretend lawyers, or, they're like scam lawyers or something like that. They're like scammer lawyers. But, the 13th Amendment to the Constitution says neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall be duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. So the key here is except as punishment for crime whereof the party shall be duly convicted. So what that means is slavery and indentured servitude is legal. Once again, controversial. This could get me in trouble. This could get me killed for saying slavery is legal, because think about the headlines. People are going to say legal mindset says slavery is legal. Okay, listen to the whole video, idiot. Right? Finish the video and you'll know I'm talking about the Constitution, which is what it says. And no, that's not something that I'm trying to go off on a wild interpretation. Look up the facts. The majority of prisoners in the U.S. are forced to do labor. They're forced to do labor in prison. It's normal in prison in the U.S. Now, woke states like California are trying to get rid of that. I'll talk about that later. But, and some people hate the truth. They hate the fact that the truth in the U.S. is that slavery is legal for prisoners. Once again, it's important for prisoners, not regular people, right? We're not talking regular people. We're talking about for prisoners, okay? And that's the truth. And if you don't like that, you don't like the truth, okay? And I will die speaking for the truth and freedom. That's worth it for me.
brave.
I stand for the truth and freedom. I'm not afraid for that.
He's ready to
right?
die.
You know, once
Like
again,
Charlie
if I
Kirk.
die, if I'm Charlie Kirked for standing for truth and freedom, and whatever, it just happened, you know, like I got, you know, I was speaking up for truth and freedom. That's worth it, right? That's worth it. Some things are worth it in life. That's worth it for me, is truth and freedom. Always. I will always stand for truth and freedom. So, going on here, there's cruel and unusual punishment under the 8th Amendment. The 8th Amendment says excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. Leftist states want this to prevent forced labor completely and make jails like country clubs. They want to make jail like it's a party or whatever, which...
I might be reaching, but look at his previous videos compared to this one. His pupils look like balloons, or am I wrong? I don't think you can tell that well if somebody's high just based on their pupils. I know there are lots of categories of drugs where the muscles that are responsible for contracting or dilating your pupils can be impacted if you're high on certain drugs, but some people just naturally have like smaller or larger pupils. Like, I don't know if it's has to do with like how much you're inside or outside, but like my pupils are always like pretty big unless I'm like outdoors, in which case I'm dying. But I don't know if it's because I'm more of like an indoor guy or not, but I've seen people who have like pretty large pupils, and sometimes people will assume or whatever. I feel like you have to know more about how they normally look, or it depends like also like how dark or how bright his room is or what he's used to too. So
it shouldn't be. You should have, on some level, you should have to pay back to society, or you should be doing work to build up, right? If you did something wrong, you need to restore that, right? You need to make it good. And that's normal, right? Do something wrong, make it good. That's the basic principle. If I did something wrong, I would make it good.
Okay.
Right? And people all know that. Everyone knows that. If I did something wrong and you tell me directly, not indirectly, you tell me directly
guys.
exactly what I did wrong, then I will make it right. Everybody knows that. However, this sort of thing about forced labor and jails, that is strongly opposed by Trump, right? That should be. I said that wrong. Trying to make jails country clubs should be opposed by Trump.
Okay.
And should be opposed by the right. The left is wants to make them, you know, like Norway or Sweden or whatever, the Scandinavian countries that have like, they're giving people PlayStation 5s and shit. Like they're giving them like king beds and stuff.
Crazy.
No, we don't need that. What we need is, real punishment.
Okay.
And that's where shock collars come in.
Whoa. Okay.
Shock collars would be more humane than violence, right? So once again, you don't have to beat up a prisoner, right? The prison guards don't have to beat people up anymore, right? That takes away a lot of the violence, the hate for the guards and stuff like that. It's a shock. Yeah, it's going to hurt, but you're not going to die, right? It will correct you, but it will do it in a non-lethal way.
Okay.
And something that doesn't inflict permanent damage. It's just temporary, right? It allows for freedom of movement. So you can move around more. They don't have to be in cells. They can be more like comfortable in the prison, right? They can just move around, because if somebody does anything bad, the guards in a booth with cameras or drones or whatever can just watch them in remote trigger, right? So you can just say, oh yeah,
as opposed to when the guards are just watching them rape each other.
Prison SA, right? We have to say SA because of YouTube, but we all know what we're talking about, right? Actually, I said it earlier, but like prison rape, right?
Oh, okay.
If you see another prisoner about to rape another prisoner, you just hit the button and the buzzer, and all of a sudden that stops.
Pavlovian, one might say.
All of a sudden that stops. And if you have a camera everywhere, then you can just see, oh, look, this guy's trying to do that. Zap, right? And stop them from doing that. Versus now where the guard's got to go down there and get involved, and he might die or take his weapon or whatever else. So they can't stop that, right? So this makes it safer for the prisoners, right? Because they're all wearing the shock collars, right? And you can make them comfy. You don't have to make them like uncomfortable. We have the technology to do this, right? And it's immediate corrective punishment. So it's like Pavlovian, like training a dog, right? It's like, okay, don't do this, right? And then they're going to do that, right? And once again, this is why, if Hassan is using it to train the dog, right? Well, okay, if Hassan thinks it's okay, well then whatever, then it needs to be used for prisoners. Once again, equality. This is why I'm saying Hassan needs to wear the shock collar, because he needs to get the same punishment, right? It's also cost effective. And once again, limit this to users offenders that deserve it. Really bad prisoners. Not every prisoner maybe deserves this, but some prisoners. I mean, we'll think about it deeply. This is just my random thought here that I came up with, right? It's not perfect. I'll probably have to do future episodes on this to hone this down and answer criticisms of this. But just off the cuff, don't make it based on race, sex, national origin. Apply it fairly. Apply it to everybody.
Okay.
So my conclusion is Hassan Piker deserves to experience the pain of a shock collar as fairness for what happened to Kayla.
Makes sense.
The judge is within his rights to order this. They can do this under the current Constitution. Now, it probably needs to be a federal offense. Wake up, Pam Bondi. Wake up. And so leftist states like California don't ban it, right? So, because they're not going to be the ones to do this. The feds have to do this. So Trump has to get this message. Maybe Barron Trump watches a meme on Instagram or TikTok and somebody passes the meme. It's like, hey, Barron Trump, check out this legal mindset video. And gets a hold of this because I think this was a federal offense, something involving, at a federal level. We could do this. We could do this right away.
Okay.
This would be like quick.
Whoa.
You could even take the collars that exist and just like modify them for human size probably, and that would work. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. I'm a simple lawyer alone here in Bangkok.
Okay.
But that's all I have for today. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's been a little bit different, but a little bit open and honest about some things.
Yeah.
Which may or may not get me in trouble, but
to describe
who cares, right? Whatever. Until next time, peace.
What the fuck did we even listen to? Anyway, yeah. I don't know if this guy's like going schizo or not, or if he's always been actually like crazy. I have no idea. But anyway, that's all we're doing for politics, because fuck politics. I watched some of the Dr. K video earlier today, okay? You guys keep trying to make me hate him, and he keeps pulling me back in, okay? I feel like Dr. K two-sides the Hassan situation quite a bit, but I understand why. It seemed like Dr. K's like big question was he just thought that the reaction to Hassan abusing his dog was too much. Now, I will say people online are pretty up in arms about like animal abuse stuff ever. So I would say, you're already off on a bad start if you're doing the animal abuse thing. However, I don't think Dr. K is as up on or is aware of just like how crazy all the blatant lying about everything is. And at least for me, that's the thing that drives me the craziest, just seeing how crazy people are willing to just lie and cover like animal abuse. What the fuck? Which I don't even give it, but I think it's based. If you want to abuse animals, then fucking abuse them. We eat them anyway. But like for all the cute ooh people who are always like, so fucking soy about every topic that shows up in the media, but now when it's like their clout friend, I don't know. I just think that's crazy, chat, as a man would say. Abuse a dog to prove his point? True. Why'd you do so much off stream? Because I was bored and I wanted to play my laptop. I forgot. Okay, also listen. No shade. I don't remember who recommended me the last laptop, but I forgot that like having an actual laptop that works and does stuff is actually okay. It's a nice feeling. Don't buy gimmick laptops. I regret that last gimmicky laptop I bought with the weird screen built into the bottom keyboard thing. That was a mistake, okay? That was a mistake. Just get normal ass fucking laptop things. I will say though, I am looking forward to the day that we finally figure out how to cool laptops to make them like work, because you can't really like play games on laptops even when it's like plugged in, because like they just overheat like crazy. How does Peter Omidyar not give a shit about Taylor Lorenz just posting verifiable lies and refusing to retract? With respect to the almost impossible to break prongs, Taylor Lorenz is a hardcore propagandist. That's all she does, is insane amounts of propaganda. It wouldn't surprise me if, like, I don't know, I'm joking when I say this. It wouldn't surprise me if she was like a foreign, like a coordinated person in some way. Like, I would almost believe her, I would believe her as much as Candace Owens. So that Omidyar guy, isn't he literally like a fucking foreigner dude or whatever who like that? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It also wouldn't surprise me. I felt even stronger in this than when I looked at the chorus stuff, because I feel like, oh shit, now it makes sense why she's seeing so much like malfeasance here. It's probably because she's directly involved in it, would be my guess. She's the Laura Loomer of the left. Laura Loomer is a fucking retard. Taylor is much smarter than Laura Loomer. Did you not find a use for the second screen? It just sucked. The software was weird. I think I'd rather just buy a second USB-C monitor and plug it in. I think it's way better. I also, wait, I don't remember. I've been gone for so long. I trashed, oh no, I think I did talk about this. I think it was the day before I left. I threw away every single USB-C cable in my fucking house, and I just bought all Thunderbolt cables. I am so, we had a moment on, I recorded a show on, somebody wanted to do like a 5 to 10 minute, it was like a free speech skit thing or whatever, and I did that in Austin. And they ran into a problem where they were trying to plug in a monitor, and they had like 3 USB-C cables and none of them worked, and I'm like, I know exactly what's going on here, guys. And I went upstairs and I got one of my nifty new Thunderbolt 5 cables, and it worked immediately. The USB-C form factor drives me fucking insane. Yeah, I saw George Santos' sentence getting commuted. The least surprising thing in the universe. What was the purpose in accepting the interview with Taylor on stream? Like, what insight were you hoping to get out of it? I don't know, just to... I don't know, see what she had to say about the chorus stuff. I felt like it was insightful for me. I think like 80% of you were too retarded to follow along with actual propaganda. But the way that she answered questions, I think, made it very, very, very obvious, like, what was going on. The one thing I pushed... so that even you retarded fucks in chat could follow along, was behind like whose idea was it to publish this? You know, did the lawyers actually force you to publish it the way that you're saying they did? And the way that she danced around that question made it very obvious what the actual answer was. But I know that a lot of people don't understand a point unless two people are literally screaming in disagreement about it. But I think it was very, very obvious that she approached that article with an insane amount of bad faith. But what are you gonna do? Oh, these guys have no life. Good one. Why are you vague posting right now? What am I vague posting about?
Here we go.
When you said she was involved in the situation with Chorus, can you explain the more I don't understand? I'm regarded. Oh, she probably gets paid by like foreign like dark money funds that like heavily guide her or approve of certain stuff that she writes media about. Her goal is probably to undermine or be a disruptive or subversive force in U.S. media. I think the overwhelming amount of like stories that she writes and everything is like very negatively covered. It's meant to just like cause like chaos and incitement and mistrust, and like she's just like a strictly negative like oriented person. And I think the Hassan Shah color, it feels so retarded that this is like what our politics has devolved into. It's just also like a very good litmus test on where a person is at. She's just like very clearly and obviously lying about, you know, right? and then also she's so good. She's like Kelly Jean. If Kelly Jean was a journalist who was also like a foreign operative, she's very good at like being very like gaslighty and like, well, isn't it obvious? Like you guys are all being insane and blah blah blah. And it's like, meanwhile she's making the literally untenable insane claim. I think I have to kill all 4 of these guys. Oh, I learned that this guy had a wife, Julie. I think I went to her place. So when he said there's one person he wanted to revive, I think it was her. Rip. Or was it? Or was that? It wasn't Clea, was it? You fucker, you did make progress in the story. No, I haven't done any of the story stuff, just a bunch of side stuff. But, I mean, a lot of the side stuff in this game is, like, story relevant, so... What are you gonna do?
Well, that will help.
Did you find Simon? Yeah, I think he's story related, though, so I didn't do him yet. You fucking retard, get out of here. How long is that Times Radio interview? Seems like they have endless content from it. Like 30 or 40 minutes? God, I had somebody emailed me and they said that Middle East Eye thing was like a Middle East owned propaganda outlet or whatever. Or not, no, not Middle East owned, but it was just like they just do like a bunch of pro-pally shit. And then when I got to the station, they told me that like the name of the show that I was doing is called Unapologetic. And the guy was like a big pro-Palestinian dude, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're just gonna fucking meme about. And the main interview I think that I was looking forward to was probably the Piers Morgan show. But I talked to this guy. We had like a 3-hour debate chat, I guess, or whatever. He's probably one of the most well-informed people I've ever spoken to on the like Israel-Palestine stuff. And going from that conversation to the fucking horror. One of the reasons why I was so dead on that Piers show is like, the other guy just knew so much, and it was actually like, it was a really fun conversation. Like I think if anybody could convince me of maybe not a genocide argument, but just like in terms of like placing more, you know, like moral blame on Israel or whatever, or just like having like moving me in a certain direction. I don't know if I necessarily would have, because there were a couple facts we disagreed on that I have to go and check, but like it was easily the best conversation I've had. And to go from that to that retard screaming like, let all the Palestinians starve, and then the one woman, you know, being like, here's your Trump derangement syndrome card. Like, bro, I was like, get me the fuck out of here. This is fucking retarded. Is that convo uploaded? No, I don't think it is yet. The name of the show is Unapologetic. Oh yes, it's that guy. I don't want to say the name because I don't think I pronounce it. Ashfaq Karim, something like that. You said to just call him Ash. And before, this guy's Twitter is a completely unhinged, insane Twitter account, and he actually baited me. Was the combo filmed? Yeah, it's like 2.5 hours. Do you have enough pull to schedule peers to sit down with you and read through the J6 report? I don't think anybody cares about any. It's not a matter of like, are they able to factually engage or not? It's just not the goal of all that media. The goal is just outrage baiting and farming, and getting people to click and do retarded shit, basically. Do you think London is worth visiting as a tourist? I don't know. If you like London. Did I already come down here? I think I did. I did. Did you see lefties turning on Mamdani? Yeah, I never. Yeah, but I never know how big like the anti-Mamdani sentiment is or whatever. It's hard to say. Don't you think the use of AI videos are going to impact voting next time? I don't know, but I'm kind of annoyed by the whole talk and conversation. I just feel like people are just, dude, I'm very doomer right now. People are just retarded. Everybody that like screams and moans about like AI videos, I think are totally missing the fucking point. Like, you understand that every retarded fuck was like misled by misinformation anyway. Like, I don't know why the fuck you think I think AI videos are going to have this close to zero impact on how people are going to view shit going forward. Everybody thinks it's going to be like the end times, but people were already fully fucking retarded way before AI videos came out. Like, Donald Trump, like, literally, like, inarguably tried to literally coup the fucking government, and everybody moved the fuck on in about 2 weeks, and nobody gave a fuck. And it wasn't AI videos or any retarded shit that did that. Like, I don't know why people think this is going to magically change the entire landscape or whatever. Like, people can be retarded with or without it. What the fuck am I looking for? Oh, hey, that's what I'm looking for. Thank God. That's all I needed. You know what? Ironically enough, you want the real, the ultra meme-based take? And I haven't thought this fully through technologically. I don't know how it'd be implemented. I don't know if anybody's thought of this yet. Somebody must have thought of this. You know what the solution to fucking AI could be, maybe? Is fucking the blockchain. Is it impossible for, like, iPhone and Android are super closed platforms, more or less, right? Like, they ban side loading of apps, they've got a lot of control of the hardware, whatever. Why not make it so that every single picture or video that you take on a phone has some associated hash or whatever that gets, like, put on some fucking blockchain somewhere that's maintained. And that way, whenever you're watching a video or picture, you can easily just, like, you can have, like, you can even have this built into a website that just, like, authenticates, like, oh, this is a blockchain video, so you know it came from a real phone. Would this not be, like, the first ever an actual fucking use, an actual good application of some blockchain bullshit? No need for entire blockchain, just cryptographic signing. Well, they would have to be. You need a way to make sure that random people couldn't just sign random shit and it's actually AI. So I feel like having it done somewhere, hardware on the device or something. I don't know, but I feel like that could be that seems like, well, you need to verify the authenticity of something. That's like one of the few things that blockchain shit is good for. Just nobody cares about it because all they're trying to do is scam people with it. I came down here for 10,000 chroma. Oh wait, nope, there was something else over there. Ooh, he looks... Do you think that if Dems get back some power, they should start to use more of the same tax GOP's been using? The GOP are trying to gerrymander Dems out of power for the next 2 decades. No, they shouldn't try to change. I think our government is perfect. Don't change anything. Like, from the process. All of the power and all of the energy needs to just go into mass Nuremberg, mass reconciliation, whatever bullshit. All of it needs to go into that. So that people know that this type of behavior is not acceptable. That's it. And then everything else will fix itself, all right? Oh my God. Do you think the US should sign under the Rome Statute? Fuck no, we're way too important for those losers.
Elements, converge! Feel the embrace of fire. Well, well. Well, well. Well, well. Cards have spoken. Feel the burn. Well, well.
Imagine this guy thinking he was ever gonna fucking get a turn.
Your fate
Fucking loser.
is sealed.
What are your thoughts on Newsom clearly gunning for the nom in 20? I'm not thinking about it at all. Don't care. Every time somebody asks me about the presidential, the only way I'm going to answer questions about it is you need to send me a video on Gmail with proof of you crushing your balls in a vice, and that'll entertain 2028 hypotheticals. How the fuck will Dems Nuremberg the GOP without using the GOP tactics? Use the GOP tactics. I don't care. The difference is that we're right and they're making shit up. That's the difference.